What's up, Star Wars fans? My name is Prince and I'm an urban acolyte. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what Kathleen Kennedy shared with David Kamp over at Vanity Fair yesterday regarding the future of Star Wars. So I'm not going to read this article. I'm just going to summarize some of the points that she made. But the first thing, and I feel that it's important to stress this first, that Kathleen Kennedy mentioned was that after the Disney acquisition of Lucasfilm back at the end of 2012, Disney's been a pretty hands-off owner, right? Kathleen Kennedy has revived the film production arm of Lucasfilm, and she and the story group pretty much call the shots. Now, they don't say, oh, well, we have to have this feminist agenda going on, as some of the guys with 12-year-old mentalities continue to post in the comment section of a lot of my videos. Hey, if you guys hate where Star Wars is going, I mean, it's simple. Just stop watching. But anyway, let me get back to this. So, when Kathleen Kennedy was asked about the reception of The Force Awakens, Rey, Kylo Ren, Finn, and Poe, she says that they all feel fortunate that they've been accepted the way they have, and she acknowledges that there are possibilities to tell more stories about these characters beyond the saga. So right now, one of the questions that's floating around Lucasfilm is, will this saga extend beyond the 9 movies that George Lucas envisioned? Because he planned for there to be 9 movies, and even though George has retired, I've said all along that I believe the story group is working with the writers and directors to carry out George's wishes. Just like this young Han Solo movie, George wanted to do a standalone Han Solo movie, right? A lot of the stuff that the projects that they've been proposing, these are all things that George Lucas wanted to do, or may have, mentioned to somebody, hey guys, I'd really like if you do this thing. Anyway, so when pressed further about if the saga will continue to unfold in trilogies, Kathleen Kennedy said that there's a variety of things they might do. They feel that there is a story to tell beyond episode 9, but right now they don't know what it is, and they're still not sure how they want to go about telling the stories. It's possible that they could take a break from doing trilogy movies, making Star Wars or Star Wars News Net. Yeah, Star Wars News Net about 2 months ago, they posted a story. I meant to do a video on it, but I was too busy at the time. I may still do kind of a video based loosely on what I was going to do, because I was wanting to talk about some of the proposed standalone or anthology films. But what they reported was that after this saga wraps up in 2019, that there would be like a 3-year break. During that time, Lucasfilm would start putting out live action shows, possibly on Netflix, possibly on network TV. That's still up in the air, and this is still all rumored, right? That 3-year gap would be, those live action shows would actually build up the hype for another trilogy, right? So whether it's the aftermath of what happens in episode 9, or they pick up with another place in the timeline, there could be multiple trilogy, multiple saga films, different sagas outside of the Skywalkers. That we'll have to wait and see. Now, she also acknowledged that production is going on with the young Han Solo film, and there will be an announcement in June about the next anthology or standalone or spin-off movie that will be slated for 2020 after episode 9 has wrapped up. I don't remember if I said this, but there is a plan to continue to do those standalone films. If there is a gap in saga or trilogy films, there would still be standalone films. So right now, the way it stands is after episode 9 wraps up, we're going to get a lot of standalone Star Wars films that'll just be one-off movies until they decide, do we have a new trilogy worth telling? Is there a new saga? Are we going to continue? They could, even do standalone films on Rey, Finn, and Poe, right? And Kylo Ren possibly, right? I think J.J. Abrams said he wanted to do a standalone Knights of Ren film. And considering that we don't know anything about the Knights of Ren right now, it sounds pretty awesome. But I'm going to hold off on that because, like I said, we don't know anything about the Knights of Ren right now other than they were in Rey's vision and they had Kylo Ren's back. Personally, I think Kylo Ren may have killed all of them. But that's just my personal belief, and I'm going to stick with that until we find out their status in episode 8. But right now, it sounds like they aren't even in episode 8. But we'll have to wait and see. So that's one of the things on my pegboard. What is the status of the Knights of Ren? Anyway, I'm almost done with what she shared. The last thing that I'm going to share has to do with Carrie Fisher in episode 9. So we learned that Colin Trevorrow had delivered a script on episode 9 back in December before Rogue One came out. And I said, Colin Trevorrow stated after The Force Awakens came out in theaters, and I've said it in other videos, that he planned for Leia to play a huge role in episode 9. He also said that in episode 9 we would find out that Rey has a bigger meaning for the galaxy as a whole, right? So we've got first off, what did he mean by that? Because unless something happens with Rey, I see the film, the story, the saga still going in that route, meaning Rey might be something bigger than just returning the Jedi to the galaxy, or that could be, what she does. I've always said that I believe she's going to be the Grand Master of the next Jedi Order. The Jedi Order will be revived, and she could possibly be something even more, something greater than just a Jedi, or she could be some kind of like Paul I'll start to say Paul the Baptist. I'm John the Baptist. Paul the Evangelizer. If you get the Bible reference that I'm making where Paul basically started Christianity, I see Rey as being a type of Pauline type figure where she restores the understanding of the Force. We've got the Church of the Force, and I see her as being like the prophet of the Church of the Force in restoring knowledge of the Force to the galaxy. Not just the children of the Force who don't know how to access the Force or tap into it, but also those who follow the Force as a religion, as a spiritual practice in Star Wars, right? That's something we'll have to wait and see. And not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm the best equipped person to talk about that, since my degree is in Jesus stuff, right? So like I said, it's not me tooting my own horn. It's just stating a natural fact. That's like the basis of, that's basically how I analyze Star Wars, right? Conversation I had with Andre Black Nerd when my channel first started. He said, so basically you're taking all the stuff you learned in school studying religion and applying it to Star Wars. And I say, yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, anyway, that's basically what Kathleen Kennedy shared with Vanity Fair. What are you guys' thoughts on the possible future of Star Wars? I've said that they had a meeting in January, and we're still standing by waiting to learn what the outcome of that meeting is. I believe that they may go the route of Marvel films, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and tell these little standalone movies, but they're not standalone movies because they're all different pieces of one big story, right? Doctor Strange, Captain America, Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy, they're all building up to this Infinity Wars event, right? And I would like to see Star Wars do that, but with these standalone films as they're doing them right now, they're telling stories of things that take place in other parts of the galaxy. But since it's all one canon, right, that doesn't mean that an event in one movie, in some spin-off film, some standalone film, won't have repercussions elsewhere. Like, think about all the cameos in Rogue One. I mean, we learned that the Ghost crew in some way, shape, or form will survive beyond this season 4. We know Hera is going to be promoted to general. Her ship will still be there in Chopper. Of course, we don't know the status of Ezra, Sabine, Kanan, or Zeb, right? We know Rex is going to make it all the way to freaking hang out with Ewoks. Maybe get him some Ewok loving if they don't eat him, right? We learned about a whole host of characters in the Aftermath novels and learn where they were during parts of the original saga, right? So these standalone films, even though they might take place during other parts of the timeline, can still have repercussions and impacts on a new saga. But anyway, yeah, what are your thoughts on the future of Star Wars based on what Kathleen Kennedy has shared with us? So let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll be checking back to see what you all have to say. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click on that subscribe button so that you can take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Make the challenge of becoming a superhero of your own story and become a force for change in your community. I've got another video that's going to be on the 5 things that are in Episode 8, The Last Jedi, and the 5 things that are not in The Last Jedi. And one of them has to do with Finn, right? So stay tuned for that video. I may post it later on today, or I might actually, I'm going to wait and post that tomorrow morning because I need to get to work on this Star Wars The Old Republic machinima movie that I'm going to start doing, and I'm going to start putting out those episodes next month in June for those of you who have been asking. I'm going to completely reboot the Knight's Tale because I want to film that or play that, do the playthroughs on a different server. But you can check out the episodes that I posted the 2 to kind of get an idea of what I'm doing. It's like it's basically Mystery Science Theater crossed with the Clone Wars or something like that, like Rebels. Like, I want it to be like an episode of Rebels, but you got me kind of giving commentary at the same time. And it's something to get the idea of the story in Star Wars Old Republic and to have fun. So look out for those coming in June. And like I said, I haven't quit Star Wars, so chill out. All the people that got mad and unsubscribed, holler at you. You guys left before the party really got started. I had to take care of some real life things, and I needed a break from kind of YouTube. YouTubers need a break every now and then, but I'm going to be hitting it hard this summer. So yeah. Anyway, I've talked way too long on my outro, so I'm going to be out, so I can edit this video and work on some other projects. So thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you always.